Hello and welcome to the Nidhika Bahl show, the Game of Life series. Today in the studio, I have with me an entrepreneur and a very passionate passion coach, Nikhil Mehta. Welcome, Nikhil. Welcome to the show.
Hi Nidhi, and it's wonderful to be at your show. Thank you for calling.
Thank you so much. So Nikhil, would you like to share with my listeners what is it that you really do and what does a passion coach really do?
To be frank with you Nidhi, as humans, we have this hunger of being happy.
Yes.
And we also have this hunger of being fulfilled with what we do. We get a sense of achievement. And all this, if you look at the core reason behind this, it all starts with what you're passionate about in life. Because if you do things which you're passionate about, you tend to get results which are far more fulfilling.
Yes.
They also give you that sense of satisfaction and happiness. So when you get these things, you actually are living a meaningful life. And as a passion coach, I help people identify what they are passionate about.
So tell me, Nikhil, you said that, everybody wants to be happy, right? And yet people don't know how to be happy. Would you agree?
Yeah. People get lost with a lot of things in between, which actually comes between the 2 ears. That's your brain, which stops them from being happy.
So tell me, what is the conventional wisdom about happiness and why is it so wrong?
I wouldn't say it is completely wrong, or even there is a conventional wisdom which is absolutely right. The thing is, we have not been shared what exactly the wisdom should be about happiness, because it has got to do more with internalizing what are the things which make you happy,
right,
rather than what other people tell you which can make you happy.
Right. So you would agree that there's a lot of subconscious programming that goes on, and beliefs are formed in very early years of our life where we are told, okay, this should make you happy and this should not make you happy. Or usually it's not even that direct, but it's like, let's say you get excited about something funny and then you're told, what's so funny? Don't laugh. So it's like, in some way you've been stumped and you've been told, okay, this is not something you got to be happy about. A lot of such things may happen at playgrounds as well, between children, which even parents may not be supervising. So what do you think is the impact of something like that on a child when they grow up?
Actually, the impact on the children is that they are conditioned to do things in a certain way, which actually is fine in certain cases, but not always. Because what happens is, once you're conditioning any child, whether it be friends, whether it be parents, whether it be relatives, the idea of you conditioning is a care which you're trying to show. But the problem the kid might go through is, it actually looks up to that being the only solution for that stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
So that is where he might get stuck,
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about the fact that what's your passion to be making other people happy and passionate about what they do?
Absolutely. I would love to share this, and I'll just take your permission that it might be a little long.
Please take your time. That's totally fine. I'm sure the listeners will love this part.
Great. As a normal kid, I'm fortunate enough to have the best of the parents to give me the best of the education in the schools and in the college. It was a pretty normal life, which I've, come up with my childhood. But we had that small challenges which we have. So the life seemed simple, but when I started off with my business, it was a comfortable run for me in the business front also. But there was sense of incompleteness which was there in me, which made me feel that what else should be there in my life, which actually, because my life looked perfect. Frankly, it looked perfect.
Right.
As a child, people used to envy the way I used to live, because in the 90s, my house was the one which had 4 cars, 4 two-wheelers. It's like,
wow,
it was a good life to live in.
Right.
I had a joint family. So
Amazing.
When it comes to people, I had 10 people in the same house. So it was like I was full, and there was a lot of reasons to be happy. But growing up, coming to the business life, I just made out that yes, happiness is a very key essential when it comes to business also.
Right. Absolutely. Yes.
So when you're doing your business, if you're not enjoying the complete system of doing your business, incompleteness comes in and you're lacking that result which you want from it, is where I thought, yes, there should be a driving force, which is called a passion.
Right.
Which came to me as in to become a trainer, because I saw that I can relate to people easily.
Right.
And when I speak to people, they love to listen to me.
Yes.
As in, they were comfortable with the things which I was sharing with them. That's how I got into learning about passions. And the more and more I learned about it, I actually understood how effective it is on people,
right,
and what wonderful things they can do with it. It's not only about the business that people can be passionate about. You can be passionate about your spiritual life. You can be passionate about your family. That's
yes,
your relationships.
Yes.
You can be passionate about the fun which you want to have in life. You can be passionate about the finances which you want to have in life. You can be passionate about your health.
Right.
These are any essential part of your life.
Right.
Can be covered with what you're passionate in that particular aspect of life.
So, I have a kind of a doubt question here. You said that you don't necessarily have to be passionate in a particular area. You could be, choose your passion in various areas. Could be health, could be work, could be relationships. But suppose somebody has, they know what they're passionate about, let's say in their relationships on the area of health, but they are still dissatisfied in their career. So, do you think that person will be happy or, will enjoy the happiness, or will it be missing in their case?
Okay, to begin answering this question, we'll have to just pull back on a little bit of the knowledge. For me, everything, this is a universal truth, everything in life is about energy.
Right.
The more energy you have, that's the happiness energy, positive energy is what helps you deliver more in life.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
The more positive you are, or rather, the more happy you are, you tend to carry this bundle of energy within you, which drives you to do a lot of things.
Right.
So when it comes to passion is actually the food for your energy. When you're doing something which you're really passionate about,
Incredible, yes.
You automatically start living in that high energy level.
Right.
So what I recommend my people who come to me for the passion test, I help them identify what they're passionate about. And if they identify in that they are not happy with the career they have chosen, but for various other reasons, maybe finance, maybe it's a family run business, or maybe some other commitments have made them choose that career or business.
Right.
I tell them it is absolutely great to do that because you're successful in that, or rather it's fulfilling a certain need. But for the energy which you require to fulfill that, you can always do something which you're passionate about.
Right.
Get the cup filled of energy
Right.
and use that energy here.
Interesting. So you're not necessarily telling people to leave what they're doing and take some drastic steps, but you're helping them realign their energy to a certain level where they can continue to do what they're doing, and at the same time they can actually get the high energy of joy and happiness and create those energetic vibrations in their life where they can attract the people and the situations which are going to make them happy.
Absolutely. I'll just give you a classic scenario. Just imagine, Nidhika, when you're on the roadside, if you see a person who's earning a 1.5 lakh salary, which is a comfortable amount to live a lifestyle, correct? You see him on the road, just passing by, looking stressed out, and he doesn't know where his life is heading to. Although he has a kid and a wife at home who love him a lot, but at the end of the day, he looks stressed out and disappointed.
Yes.
At the same road, if you see another person on the other side of the road who might not be earning that 1.5 lakh, might be earning a little less, but he's also pursuing something which he's passionate about.
Right.
He is at least got that smile on his face or that energy which vibrates around him, which makes you feel that he's a guy you would like to connect to. Right. So that is where we say that it's fine to have a career which is important to you, but also need to find, if that is not what you're passionate about, you also need to find out what you can be passionate about so that you can achieve more and more in that career of yours also.
Wow, that's interesting. So tell me that, you said very interesting thing that, there is a person on the road, you compare the two people, one is, having his passion and one is not. Many times we come across people in parties or, or let's take social media, for example. A lot of people post really, really happy pictures about, their life, and they're trying to show that they have such a good life, but somewhere inside, they're not really satisfied, and you can tell from their face. So a lot of times our face expresses what we are feeling internally. Would you agree?
Yeah, a lot of times even I have witnessed those posts on Facebook, and yeah, I do make it out that yes, this was only a selfie kind of image which they have tried to put across.
Perfect. So tell me, when somebody goes through a passion test with you and they actually identify, and not just identify, but actually take action in that direction, how does their face change in like 30 days or 90 days? Does any shift happen in the way, in their whole demeanor and their whole energy?
Absolutely, it is bound to happen because the best part about passions is when you close your eyes and you actually visualize what you're passionate about and you are living that life, it automatically brings a smile on your face. Your complete body vibrates with it.
Wow.
So the minute you have identified what you're passionate about, it helps you actually align your body to what actually will be fulfilling them.
Right.
Correct? And you will have a urge to do that because that drives you towards achieving more from yourself.
Yes.
Correct? So that is what is going to lead them to have more and more out of their own life.
Absolutely. I get that. So tell me, you said finding your passions is one way to generate happiness in life. Are there some other methods one could follow as well?
Absolutely, there are other methods also. One key element which I share a lot with my family and friends is I urge them to do something which they love generally in a day.
Right.
Because as people, we are living in a country today which has got a lot of challenges, not not only on the economical front, in the personal front. We
Yes.
see a lot of differences. If you looked at life 10 years back, 20 years back, India is heading to a lot different life right
Yes,
now.
that's
And
right.
10 years down the lane, it's going to be even more different.
Absolutely.
So when you're living a life today which has its own challenges, there have to be moments in the day. Let it be complete silence is what if you're looking for.
Yes, why not?
Get yourself into a room or a space where you can be silent.
Basically connected to
Yes.
self, right?
Connect with yourself is what is the element today required. If you feel looking at just plain trees around the office makes you happy, you
Yes.
should do that. The idea is to see what you're comfortable doing and
Right.
just keep following it. Not necessarily it should be your passion. If that brings a smile on your face, trust me, you should do it so that there is something within you which gets satisfied because of that.
So tell me, what do you do that gives you real joy?
For me, the real big joy comes in when I spend time with my friends. God has blessed me with great friends, and I have been privileged to be around people all the time. So, that particular scenario gives me the highest kick of my life by being around my friends, and they give me all the energy required to serve all the other things of my life.
And you know what's interesting? Your friends have such lovely things to say about you. In fact, I just bumped into one of them today while we were meeting together for a recording. And he was like going on and on and on, praising and edifying you at a level. I was like, wow, am I lucky, or am I lucky to be talking to this guy today on the interview? And he said some things about you that he says, there are countless number of people you have helped in your life, and you always go out of the way to help people. And that's a very rare quality to see in today's day and age. So people trust you, they respect you, and in many cases, they look up to you as an elder brother, like a big brother, literally, and they look forward to your advice in situations which are critical. So how are you able to do that? How are you able to serve so many people?
And Nidhika, to give you an answer for that, it's like, as I told you, in today's date and time, it's very easy to get stuck.
Yes.
Correct? And now, when you're getting stuck, you feel like there should be someone who's at least capable enough to take you, not with the solutions, but at least with that support.
Yes.
That everything is fine.
Yes.
And I have also been there in those situations where I needed support. There were people who supported me, and I understand the value of support. So today, when I carry on with this energy, this bundle of happiness with me, and I feel that is something lacking in people's life, I go ahead and just offer it to the best of the levels, because I know that every single human being on earth is born to create magnificent results for themselves. It is just their situations which don't go into their head very comfortably,
right,
and they get stuck.
Yes.
If I play some role in getting that smile on their face for which they can move ahead with their challenges, I just try to do that.
And I think you do that beautifully. Another thing I want to ask you was, it's very easy to do it when you want to do it, but to be able to teach other people around you to do the same thing. And I'm referring to your BNI Symphony chapter. I heard from some of the people in your team saying that Nikhil Bhai started this culture of, really giving, not just for the sake of the giver's gain concept, but really giving and making sure that everybody on the team is happy and everybody on the team is following the same culture. So how are you able to translate your core values and ethics so beautifully to other people in your team?
The whole secret started with, since you mentioned BNI, I will give the credit to the philosophy of BNI, that is giver's gain. The whole idea of the universe also is that whenever you give something, there is an empty space,
Yes.
which the universe fills it up with.
Definitely.
Yeah, we all believe this, we know this, but tend to forget to follow this. But I have been a religious follower of that. And I strongly believe that the more you give people are more than willing to give it back to you in multifolds. And I have been doing that because people have given me back in multifolds. So I have my stocks which never get empty.
Right.
They get rather full. They get overfulled, and I have to go and empty it somewhere. So I find the right people so that I can stuff that back to them. Again, get it empty so that I can fill it up more.
Amazing. So you're like a channel for the universe to spread happiness and joy to everyone, right?
Absolutely. I would love to be that all my life.
I also believe you have a Navratri function which you do free of cost in the city of Bangalore every single year. And like everybody knows that, okay, Nikhil is the guy who organizes it. And you're a famous guy that way as well, right?
Yeah, I have another privilege that way because my family started off the Navratri festival. I'm a Gujarati and Navratri is very close to our hearts.
Yes.
Any given opportunity in the year, you see Gujus dancing all the time. Garba is like very close to us, but Navratri is the event. It's the festival we live up to. And my family has been running this organization called as Sri Bangalore Navratri Utsav Mandal for the last 34 years.
Wow.
Where the core belief is to give it across to people who want to enjoy the festival And the bottom line, one rule is we are never going to charge people for it.
How nice.
Because that's a festival. So we do it in a traditional way. We do it for the last 34 years. And I have been on the stage on that because I am the computer available there. And I take care of that event because it's very close to my heart.
Yes.
And it's like I see people enjoying. Again, they enjoy that release of happiness which comes out from there. That's food for me.
And I'm laughing already talking to you.
That's good.
So Nikhil, tell me something. Going back to the passion test. So how do you do the passion test? Like, is it one-on-one? Is it in a group setting? Or, what does it really take to have one?
Yeah, you have both the formats of the passion test available. But what we do preferably is the group session. It's not a very long questionnaire kind of a thing. It's a very, very creative stuff which we need to spend our own time on.
Right.
It's a 4-hour session where I take the group as such, the attendees. They are all there. I create a space where they can think about themselves.
How beautiful.
Nidhika, the basic problem with our mind or our thought process is we don't like to spend time on ourselves thinking about things which we would love to do.
Yes.
It's not a bad thing to do.
Right.
It's just a misunderstood concept that if you think too much about yourself, you're greedy.
Yes.
But my whole idea is if you don't think little about yourself,
yes,
even a little bit, you're more greedy.
Yes.
You just want to do it for others and die saying, I did it for everybody else. I didn't have any time to live for myself.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So I create that space for people where they start thinking about themselves, they start feeling about themselves, and passions which come from the heart.
Wow.
Written with people who are feeling the same thing from the heart creates a beautiful atmosphere. It's worth watching.
I'm sure. And I think what's beautiful about it is you're bringing together an environment for them to actually sit down and explore what is it that gives them joy. And I think never, ever, ever would they have ever done that before meeting you, right?
Absolutely not. I have such great incidences to share from that. I had a person who has a 20 crore turnover in business.
Okay.
I feel that's substantially good.
Huge.
Right?
Yes.
He had a 20 crore turnover and he was very happy with his business, but when he went through the passion test, he also identified that not only is he passionate about his business, he's passionate about something which is a food blogging.
Oh, amazing. That's a very different concept, right?
Absolutely. So now it's quite some time we have spent now after he's identified that. Now when I go up to him and I say, so what's happening with your food blogging? He's like, I just enjoy it every week. I read people blogging on that and I make it a point. I visit restaurants and I write a food blog every month. And believe me, Nikhil, that's taken my life to all new level.
Amazing.
Like I feel like a celebrity when I write for myself.
Absolutely, because you're doing it for yourself, right?
Absolutely.
And people actually reading and admiring it as well. How nice. So Nikhil, on that note, you have to tell us that, if somebody wanted to get a passion test done, how do they connect with you? How do they reach out to you?
My contact number would be 98450-25061. I'm based out of Bangalore, and my email ID would be nikhil@mylifemantra.in.
Okay.
That's NIKHIL@mylifemantra.in.
Awesome. So tell me, Nikhil, one quick question. For my listeners who are listening to us from abroad, can you also do a passion test over Skype for them, or do they have to meet you in person?
No, absolutely fine. I have done a passion test for people in Mumbai. I've done for a person who's in Chennai. So place is not the criteria. It can be done over a Skype. So it's absolutely fine if they want to do it over Skype.
Oh, amazing. Superb. So, Nikhil, in the email you mentioned @MyLifeMantra. And that's the first time in our conversation you mentioned that. So, what's the story behind My Life Mantra? Would you like to share with us?
Yeah, Nidhika, that's something which I feel that came to me in a very, very nice way, wherein I was looking out for what should I call my company,
right,
or what should I call my sessions when I do it. I got this name which I felt was very, very universal.
Right.
It's My Life Mantra.
How beautiful.
So anybody reading the card or reading it also will feel My Life Mantra. So what I want the people to say is what should be their life rules.
Yes.
What are the life of mantra they want to follow.
Yes.
So that immediately switches on the bulb in their head saying that what's it about my life that I need to know.
Yes.
So that's how I came about My Life Mantra. And I want each and everyone to have their life mantra. So it's like My Life Mantra for everyone.
Awesome. So on that note, you also have to share with my listeners that how critical passion and happiness are to winning the game of life.
It's absolutely critical. It's like you're asking me whether a heart is required for a body.
True.
If you want to win the game of life, the only two things which can help you live and fulfill a life's purpose is happiness and a sense of achievement. And both are correlated because passions work a key play in that. And ultimately, it's happiness which you want, no matter at what position.
Yes.
If you're seeking happiness, the stepping stone for that is passions. And it's a must that you live a happy life. So just say to yourself, I must and I will live a happy life.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nikhil. Thank you so much for joining us today. But before I let you go, I'm going to get a little bit greedy and ask you, is there some last message or final words you'd like to say to my listeners before we let you go today?
Firstly, would like to begin saying that you're doing an amazing work by sharing all this vital information with people, interviewing the best of the people. I have been blessed to be one of them.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm honored
but
and humbled.
for the listeners, my urge to you guys or you people is, please, it's a life which you're living. Live it to the extent that whenever you look back, you have moments which you say that these were the memories I created. That will happen because of the happiness which you lived in that.
Wow. I mean, I really don't know what to say more than that. I think you've said it all. It's a beautiful message right there, Nikhil, for everyone. So thank you so much for joining me today and giving your valuable time to share this with my listeners. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Nidhika. And just the last food for thought. All the listeners, remember, you can always count your sadness, but your happiness is what we forget to count. So start counting the happiness. The sadness won't remain.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys for listening to us today. I'll be back soon with another incredible guest. So hang in there. See you soon. Bye-bye.